Ukrainian armed forces destroyed 300 occupants who were preparing for an attack near Mayorsk. In the area of Mayorsk in Donetsk region, the armed forces of Ukraine killed about 300 Russians who were preparing for an attack. About 60 lightly wounded were taken the next day to medical institution in Horivka. In Chervonopopivka, Luhansk region, up to 20 enemy servicemen were killed and about 30 occupants were wounded of varying severity. Dear friends, each of your legs is another accurate hit of the enemy position. Friends, this is very good news. Several ships of the Black Sea Fleet of the Russian Federation, including the frigate Admiral Makarov, have been destroyed. This is reported by the Russian military commanders. The information requires confirmation, but after the night explosions, the Russians completely blocked the entrance to the Sevastopol Bay. Video from the surveillance camera shows a very powerful explosions in the area of the ship's parking. It is interesting that Admiral Makarov became the flagship on the Russian fleet after the sinking of Moscow. Let's support our heroes with a kind word. By the way, everyone could do this with underwater drones. If anyone didn't know, Johnson, when he was Prime Minister, provided Ukraine with a T-115 manufactured by the British company Malloy Aeronautics. Due to the unstable work of the air ambulance, the unpreparedness of the medical infrastructure of the Belgorod region, and the full workload of hospitals, the enemy is forced to evacuate the wounded by bus to neighboring Voronezh. Over the past day, the armed forces of Ukraine repelled occupants' attack near the settlements of Vodyane, Kamyanka and Nevelske in Donetsk region. Instead, the enemy launched 4 missile and up to 25 airstrikes, carried out more than 70 attacks from Mi-LRC. The areas of more than 35 settlements were hit. Among them are Siversk and Perechivka in Donetsk region, Mali Sherbaki in Zaporizhia region, Davidov-Brit and Malasy Demenuha in Kherson region, and Kobzarty in Mykolaiv region. In Beryaslav, Kherson region, the occupants are massively dressed in civilians' clothes and move into private houses. Russian forces have made little progress near Bakhmut, Donetsk region, or anywhere else along the front line. Putin may be trying to rehabilitate Shoigu's image in the information space to counter the growing influence of the pro-Layer group of security forces. Ukraine forces are conducted counter-offensive operation towards Kremlina and Svatove. Russian forces continue to deploy mobilized personnel and take up defensive position of the west bank of the Dnipro River in Kherson region. Russian occupation authorities completed the evacuation of part of the occupied Kherson region. Russian occupation authorities are planning to impose Russian citizenship on Ukrainian citizens in the occupied parts of Ukraine by October 30, likely in order to legalize the first mobilization of Ukrainian civilians as part of the autumn conscriptions of November 1st. These are the events known at the moment. In order not to miss the new issue, subscribe to this channel. Everything will be Ukraine.